All right, Nick, we're done with both of the main shows for WWE here. That means that it's time to do our picks for Backlash, which is coming up.
For a card that I couldn't be much less excited about.
We've done this before. We see the card and we're like, and then we get some good stuff out of it.
Yeah.
This is a card I'm looking at and I'm like, we could see some fun stuff here.
It could be.
And I'm really curious, actually, what's going to be the main event. What's going to be the final match on the card.
I think a prop bet might be necessary on that one.
We might have to do a prop bet for this, where if it's AJ versus Shinsuke or Roman versus Samoa Joe, or the dark horse Charlotte versus Carmella.
Ooh.
So we'll see about that. So let's start off I'm just going to run down these kind of randomly. Daniel Bryan versus Big Cass. Who do you have in this one?
I don't see any way Daniel Bryan loses this, but I do see how much they're pushing Big Cass. So you're going to hear this a lot from me on this card. There's a lot of coin flips on this card. This is one of them for me to really kick things off. I'm going to go with Daniel Bryan winning this. It just really makes the childish Healy stuff of Big Cass come out more and embroils the feud a little bit more, and this goes all the way to Money in the Bank.
I think
Daniel Bryan.
Yeah, I think this might go to Money in the Bank, but if so, I think Cass wins this and Bryan pulls it out eventually, hence the underdog thing.
Yeah, okay.
So I think Cass ends up cheating and beating him down and takes this match. Alexa Bliss versus Nia Jax for the Raw Women's Championship. Who do you have?
I don't see him taking it off of Nia yet, so I'm going to stick with Nia. I do like what we were talking about earlier, where this could eventually lead to some action between Alexa Bliss and Ronda Rousey, maybe as soon as SummerSlam if we get going with some of that stuff. So I'm going to stick with Nia for now. And Alexa's doing fine. She doesn't need a title.
I agree. She doesn't need the title right now. That being said, I'm going to pick Nia too. I'll give that caveat before I say this. I could see Alexa pick it back up only because I don't know what other heels you really have on Monday in the women's division to come after Nia other than Alexa. I really don't. The only thing I could see is that Nia holds it to Money in the Bank and then gets a cash in sometime early in the summer where someone else picks it up. But again, I don't know who that would be.
You're
at this
right.
point.
I hadn't thought about that.
Yeah, but again, I'm going to say Nia because I just don't think they should take it off of her just yet. It would be too short of a reign. That being said, never stopped them from taking it off of Sasha. So Strowman and Lashley teaming up to face off against Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn in the absolute what the F match.
Exactly. Neither of these teams can lose. That's the weird part. They both need wins. They both. It's a question of who can eat the pin. And I honestly think that KO and Sami can eat the pin more than Strowman and Lashley. Strowman doesn't need anything, but Lashley really does. He needs some help. So I'm going to call Strowman and Lashley here more because of that than me just being a straight Braun Strowman mark and a little bit of a Bobby Lashley. But they need it more than KO and Sami.
I don't even know that they need it. I think Kevin Owens and Sami need to win pretty desperately, especially over such a monster team like this. I just don't see how they get it.
Yeah,
I don't see any way they beat these two guys, given how strong both of them have been booked. And I think both of them, I think Lashley, I agree, he needs a signature win. And I just don't see Strowman or Lashley lying down for these guys.
No.
I even if you have shenanigans or whatever, I could see this match getting thrown out somehow, DQ, or I don't see Kevin Owens and Sami winning this clean. So I
see shenaniganry happening in this match.
Yeah, but I don't see them winning this clean by any stretch, even with, if you bring in some, I see it like I said, a DQ.
Yeah.
But yeah, I still say Strowman and Lashley just because I can't see Kevin Owens and Sami winning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, next up we got Jeff Hardy and Randy Orton for the U.S. title. How about you go first on this one?
Man, this is a tough one. This is a coin flip because I think they put it on Jeff Hardy just to get the title off of Raw, and I could easily see them putting it back on Randy. This is a tough one. I'm just going to say Jeff just because. Literally just because.
I'll say Randy then because this is the coin flip one.
Yeah, it's absolutely...
There's no way to tell here. Randy doesn't have short feuds, so if they're building this long-term, I think you put it back on Randy and Jeff chases, and maybe,
like I said,
maybe you get Jinder involved or something like that, right?
The only reason I
or
think
not Jinder, who was I thinking of?
Miz or
Shelton.
Benjamin. Again, I think this is going to become a 4-way or a 3-way dance as the months go on here. So it could be on Randy or Jeff for that. I just see Jeff because Randy stood tall on SmackDown. It's the only reason I can think of. Charlotte versus Carmella for the SmackDown Live Women's Championship. Who do you have here?
Either champion's advantage comes into play in this match. Obviously, there's no stipulation, so I see Carmella somehow chicken shit healing it out and retaining the championship. She just got it 2 weeks ago. There's no way they're going to flip it now.
I would tend to agree with you, especially because in addition, she does have the Iconics lurking in the wings, and also because, again, Charlotte stood way tall,
big time,
on SmackDown Live with her with after Asuka just cleaned house and picked up the win for their team. Charlotte ends up coming out of the ring, and Carmella's cringing at the top of the ramp. Carmella's winning on Sunday.
Yeah. It's too much fun right now with her having the belt and everything else happening around her.
Yes,
I love that kind of setup. Hey, next up we got Miz versus Seth Rollins for the what we'll call the Intercontinental Blow-Off match. You know, who you got here?
They're blowing this off. Seth Rollins, easy.
Yep. Yeah, they can't take the title back to SmackDown Live at this point, so it's got to be Seth.
No real discussion necessary, but we do have to discuss this next one. AJ versus Shinsuke, no DQ for the WWE Championship. Do they finally pull the trigger on Shinsuke here? Does he pull it out here?
I want to say yes because they need to. And I think that I've been thinking about this one all week long, and when I heard they made it a no disqualification match, I think that plays into his favor, and I think he does get the championship here. It's nowhere near. This is literally like chapter 2 of this entire feud, which is going to go on, what I think, for throughout the rest of the year in various fashions. So, yeah, I'm calling Nakamura here to take it.
I have been wrong on every AJ Styles Nakamura match so far, so I think I may be wrong again here. I'm going to pick AJ simply because I can see it being more interesting having a feud with him as the champ versus Samoa Joe and Nakamura chasing. But and then also, if Nakamura does step aside after this, then we have a little interlude with Joe. I see AJ retaining here, but it's a very, very strong possibility. Another coin flip, if you will,
yes,
that Nakamura could pick it up. And in some ways, I'm picking AJ just because it seems that whatever I pick, it's the opposite. So hopefully I'm wrong. And my being wrong means that Nakamura is the champ, and I'll be completely happy with that because that's going to be fun as hell. Roman Reigns versus Samoa Joe in the Who Gives a Crap match. Who do you got this?
I don't know. I hate that these guys are on different brands because I literally liked this feud. I've been touting my Samoan feud thing for 8 months now.
And now it's down the tubes. You get one match, buddy.
Roman goes over.
Yep, I am going to agree with you on that. I think that Roman gets his wins back from WrestleMania and from Greatest Royal Rumble.
Yep. Samoa goes on to feud on
Joe's
SmackDown
going
Live
away.
for the WWE Championship. He's fine.
He has to go and win whatever first feud he's in on SmackDown. He's got to win it and look legit. But I think they're gonna have Roman go over him here to be able to stay strong on Monday. Anyone who thinks that Roman's not still the man did not watch Raw this week, where he was the center of attention. 3 people came out like, I want to have a match with Roman Reigns for no reason other than he was Roman Reigns. If you think that Roman Reigns is not still the centerpiece, you have not been watching. I'm so bored with Roman Reigns. Make it stop.
All right, so at the top of our picks, I said we needed to do a prop bet for which match goes last, and it's Roman versus Samoa Joe, AJ versus Shinsuke, or the wild card. Do they pull out the Charlotte versus Carmella SmackDown Live Women's Championship match here, or do we have to throw in the Nia and Alexa Bliss match as a possibility as well?
I'm not going to say Nia and Alexa because Charlotte is still the A-lister as far as the women's division. If anyone's going to go last, it will be Charlotte. However, the only way they'll do that is if they really want to apologize for not having any women in Jeddah, and I don't think that they're smart enough to do that because that would be seen as a complete gimme if they did that.
I don't think they did anything wrong.
That too. It's going to, in my opinion, it's between AJ, Shinsuke, and Roman Samoa Joe. Who I think they should put on last is AJ Shinsuke. That's the one I think should go on last. Will it go on last? Again, it's a damn coin flip, and it really is going to come down to if they want to put their championship on top or if they want to put Roman on top. And that could really go either way. Coin flip. Damn you for making me answer this first, because I was going to go opposite whatever you said.
Oh, really? Okay.
I was, just to make it interesting.
I'm going to throw a curveball. That's why I'm making you do it first.
Oh, geez. You're going to go Charlotte Carmella, aren't you?
Nope.
Oh, geez. All right. Well, then I will... You know what? I'm going to go against what I normally do. I normally am pragmatic. This time I'm going to go hopeful, and I will say AJ and Shinsuke.
Okay. I'm going to say Roman and Samoa Joe is going to be the quote-unquote, air quotes, main event or last match of the night, because I have seen them in the past do this where they might open up with the championship match. So I'm thinking they might pull a curveball on us and open up with AJ and Shinsuke to start the night.
I'm going to be so amused if Roman and Joe start the thing.
Oh,